the nitty-gritty. What is the most valuable non-renewable resource on the planet? They tied up a young man by the name of Kunta Kinte, and they beat this man to ask him what his name was. Because if you can break the human, so if I see someone as a caricature, fighting. And how are they doing? Still fighting. And there are differences between those two oppressed groups. You have a spectrum of human behavior. And so here's some of the barriers to our humanity. One is historical trauma, that these things that have happened to our ancestors keep happening now, just in different forms. Institutional racism. Any institution that was formed before 1863, I would consider it a racist institution. Any institution made before 1964, I would call it a racist institution, because race was the access at which people...
They're not perfect.
They're not perfect.
Even though they're all different, they're the same.
They are all different and the same. They are all different and the same. And this is a metaphor for us. We're all very different, but we're all very much the same. There are things about us that we need to recognize. And in that recognition, we come up with something better than what the world tries to sell us. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to just back up just for a second. Because... let me do one more. Because there are lots of tricks that people try to play on us, right? So this was the... so these maps, these three maps, are the election results of the 2016 election. And the election of Donald Trump. And there were lots of people who got the election wrong. They said that X candidate was going to win, and they didn't win, and President Donald J. Trump did. Those are also places where universities are. When I started to figure out how do we support them as these changes happen, how do we? And people gasped. They were like, no, I was delighted when I heard her say that. Why? Because she didn't have all the fancy language that other people had, and she had an authentic question. So what did I do for her? I answered her question. Because then we can move forward together. Right? We can move forward together. So no, don't fall for these tricks. The red and blue. What this is showing is that there's a lack of relationship. And so how do we get this? So the other, so I have a little, inside joke on this too, because we want to be purple in Minnesota. Prince, right. So we're really working on being purple. So how do we make those relationships happen? And so this is how we do it. So let's go to letter C. No, we'll come back to letter C. Let me do, right? Paintings. What else?